What is going on, everybody? Hello and welcome to my shitty little YouTube channel. I trust that you are having a wonderful day, and if not, it's about to be even better because you stumbled across my YouTube video. So, what are we going to be getting into today? Well, I am thinking today we are going to be talking about a new watch that I got. Kosuke Kawamura, I believe is how you say the name. He is a collage artist who Seiko has teamed up with to bring us not only the SRPJ41, but also the SRPJ43 limited edition watches. He seems to do work on fashion, and I've seen some of his works listed with pretty lofty price tags. I admit, however, that I don't really run in artist circles, and I'm not really up to speed on him or his work beyond the cursory Google search that I did to research this video. The SRPJ41, most importantly, features the caliber 4R36 24 joule automatic movement with hacking and hand widening functions, as well as a day-date complication, clocking in at 21,600 beats per hour with a 41-hour power reserve. The watch features a bicolor 120-click unidirectional rotating bezel, along with a translucent orange and teal dial offering a view of the day-date discs underneath. This particular reference is limited to 3,000 watches and comes cased in a limited edition box with poster. The appearance of this watch is, well, very subjective. From what I have gathered from talking to my friends, both in person and on Discord, you either hate it or you think it's the coolest fucking thing since sliced bread. It seems that the most common complaint from the haters are either a lack of symmetry in the dial or the way that the colors clash. I personally think this is really cool, and it certainly accomplishes the job of having that vintage retro appeal to it. And, well, since styling is very subjective, you decide for yourself whether you like it or not. To me, it's a little piece of chaos that I get to wear on my wrist, and that is just one of the many reasons why I love it. And if you aren't a fan of these colors, well, I've got some great news for you. Because they have also made the SRPJ43. The SRPJ43 features a black and teal dial, which is a little more conservative of a color scheme. However, that is where the good news stops, because that particular reference is more difficult to get your hands on, being that it is only limited to 500 pieces. If my dealer can get his hands on it, it will be featured here on my channel. Now, I am told by some of my friends that my eyes don't work and that I have no sense of style for wearing this atrocity on my wrist.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Now, me personally, I just think they're jealous that they cannot come anywhere as close to being stylish as royalty such as myself.
Embrace me as your king and as your god.
However, if you think that you are half as stylish as me, then why don't you go ahead and catwalk on over to that subscribe button and pimp slap the ever-loving shit out of that motherfucker. And then while you're at it, proceed to strut your stuff over to the like button and give it a friendly little victory high five. The dial and the hands, along with much of the rest of this watch, borrow elements and colors from the rather interesting looking Seiko time sonar chronograph. Reference number, God, fuck, what was that shit again? 7015-6010, which was released in 1976 and also used a translucent plastic material for the dial. The hands are illuminated along with the pip and the bezel. The indexes on this watch do not have any lume, which kind of begs the question, why fucking bother with lume on the hands if you're not going to illuminate the indexes? Whatever. To be honest with you, and to be perfectly fair, I do like the minimalist approach to the indexes here. However, I do wish that they would have included a little bit of lume on the 12 o'clock. The bezel display, indexes, scale design, and layout also extract elements from other popular Seiko 5 sports vintage models from the 60s and 70s. The finish is very straight to business. The brushed steel look with a signature laser etched on the caseback and clasp. On the subject of the clasp and the bracelet, I feel like Seiko, they could have done a better job here. Somebody dropped the ball. The bracelet, it has hollowed end links, and it makes a scratchy metal-on-metal sound as if it needs to be lubricated. This is a disappointment, because we here at Sov Nation do not like lube. And if you get that joke, you're really an OG. For the effort that they put into getting a signature laser etched onto the clasp, now, they should have also, just put effort into getting a better clasp. This particular clasp is pressed, and it feels kind of cheap, which, to be fair, the Jubilee-style bracelet that came on the SSK001, look out for that video in the future, it really set the standard for how I feel a Seiko bracelet, or, any bracelet in this price range should come. It also had a pressed clasp, but, I don't know, it felt a lot more high-end. The watch crystal seems to be made of mineral glass or hardlex, although I do not have the necessary tools to test this. At a $440 price tag, I think most people would agree that a sapphire crystal would be nice. However, there are cost reasons why they can't, so I get it. But we can still wish. On the subject of this crystal, it has an interesting way of distorting the dial when the light hits it at a certain angle, which kind of makes me wonder if they did anything special when cutting this crystal, or if the dial itself could be having some sort of optical effect on the lighting. I have no idea, and I don't even know if the camera is going to adequately pick it up, but it looks pretty wild. Overall, I love this watch. It is unique. It is quirky. It is certainly very different than some of the other stuff that Seiko has been working on lately, and it kind of adds a little bit of a fresh flair to my collection. I do think that Seiko kind of timed the release wrong, because this really seems like a summer watch, and it is most certainly not the summer anymore. Although, it has still been pretty hot outside. So, maybe it is the summer. It just doesn't, I don't know. Technically, it's not, but in some aspects, it feels like it is. Whatever. Anyways, I like this watch. It's really cool. It's really unique. It's really different. And it's refreshing to see companies like Seiko get a little bit adventurous with their offerings. Anyways, I would like to give a shout out to Rowers Jewelry in Newton, Kansas. They are specifically Mike at Rowers Jewelry. They're the ones who I buy my Seikos from. Anytime I go in there and I want something, you know, I'm like, hey, you know, get me the new GMT, or, you know, get me this new limited edition watch. And he does, and he hooks it up and it happens. So shout out to him for that. And he also, you know, prices things competitively. And you guys can go ahead and find out for yourself by giving him a call if you want anything. He's not paying me to do that. It's not a sponsored plug-in or anything like that. He just really fucking hooked me up a lot. So I'm just plugging a business that I legitimately like. But I don't know. I'm not going to do that every video, so don't worry about it. Anyways, I thank you guys for tuning in and giving me over 10 minutes of your time if you're still here. Again, I would like it if you would subscribe and like and all that fun stuff. I will see you all on the next video. This is going to be a variety content type channel. I'm not just going to only do watches. So if this video bores the ever-loving shit out of you, you should still subscribe, because there will still be something here for you. I will see you all on the next video. Until then, peace out. God be with you. Don't run with scissors. Don't drink and drive. And most importantly, don't take life too seriously. Don't take people too seriously. And go fuck yourself. Goodbye.